Hey guys, welcome back to another Game to Fame video. In this video, we're going to be reviewing the top 3 brawlers in Brawl Stars, in my opinion, and others too. Let's get into it. So starting off with Gene in 3rd place on my list. Right off the bat, you will realize that his offense is decent and his defense is decent, but his utility is very high. This is because his super, and we'll get into that later. But first, let's talk about his gadget. Lamp blow up. All enemies close to Gene are instantly pushed back. Gene also restores 700 health. He gets to use this 3 times per match. Pretty good. If you're in a tight pinch, just use the gadget, you heal up, and all the brawlers around you are gone. Star powers. Gene heals all friendly brawlers around him for 400 health per second. Magic Puffs is very good if your teammates are in a tight situation, because Gene is a support brawler and he does help them with Magic Puffs by healing them 400 health per second, which makes it very hard for the other team to kill your teammates. This does not apply to you though. Spirit Slap. When Gene's super is fully charged, he does plus 300 damage with his attack. It might not seem like a lot, but going from 1400 damage to 1700 damage at max level is pretty good. Brawler stats. At max health, Gene has 5040 health. His damage at max level is 1400. He has a normal movement speed, a very long range, and a slow reload speed. His attack Smoke Blast shoots a solid ball of magical smoke from his lamp. If the ball doesn't hit a target, it splits up and spreads the damage in a cone. His super Magic Hand launches a magical hand from his lamp. If the hand hits an enemy, they get pulled back to Gene's location. This is super good because it has a long range and they cannot shoot while they're being pulled, but you can, and your teammates around you, so you could instantly just kill them while they're being pulled, or wait for them to be beside you so you could kill them and take the gems in gem grab, or take their cubes in duo showdown or solo showdown. It works anywhere. Next, we're gonna move on to Ems. Ems is second on my list because her insane DPS and her insane place in the meta right now. So her offense, again, because of her DPS, is so insane, and it's only helped out by her super. Just everything about her is offense, except her gadget. So her defense is not that good, pretty decent, and her utility is higher than average. Her gadget, Friend Zoner, pushes back all enemies around her while also dealing 500 damage. She gets to use this 2 times per match because it was just too good before. It used to do 1000 damage, and you used to be able to use it 3 times per match. It was just way too good, so they had to nerf it twice. Her star power, Bad Karma. Enemies that stay within the cloud of M's toxic hairspray suffer increasing damage of 20% per hit. This is so good because you just increasingly get damaged and it just hires her DPS. Hype. Ems recovers 400 health per second for each enemy inside her super's area of effect. In my opinion, this one is not as good because when they're in your super's area of effect, they're pretty much dead anyway, because your high DPS is just gonna obliterate them and they cannot move fast and they cannot go anywhere because they're just stuck, and your teammates will also have time to kill them as well. So at max level, her health is 5320 and her damage is 700 per cloud of toxic hairspray. So she can do 700 if only 1 puff hits, 1400 damage if 2 puffs hit, and a whopping 2100 damage if all 3 hits. And that's where a gadget comes into play and pushes them away and gets that optimal range where you could deal that damage. Her super also allows you to keep them in range, so you can just keep doing that massive amount of damage. Her attack, Hairspray, blasts her enemies with a big puff, 3 puffs actually, of different layers of hairspray. In the middle, it does the most damage of 2,100. At the end, it does 2 sprays, and right at close to her, it only does 1 puff of 700 damage, which is not the worst in the world, but I mean, you want to keep your distance when you're playing Ems. Her super Caustic Charisma creates a cloud of toxicity around herself, slowing down the movement of enemies and damaging them. It does 300 damage per second at max level and lasts for 5 seconds. So moving on to the number 1 brawler on the list, that's going to be Sprout, because let's be honest, he's just so annoying. You cannot run away from him. His attacks are too long range, and it's just, he's so annoying with his walls and everything about him. Let's get into that. So his offense, really good. You cannot run away from him. It's impossible. His defense, it should be higher because his gadget gives him more health, and his second star power gives him more health, and his wall just creates a barrier. You can't even get to him. And his utility, of course, his wall provides so much utility when playing the game. His gadget is Garden Mulcher. Sprout consumes a bush to restore 2,000 health instantly. He gets to use this 3 times per match. Star powers. Overgrowth. Seed bombs that don't make contact with enemies will explode with a larger explosion radius. This got nerfed along with his gadget, which used to do 3,000 health healing, but you know, he was just too overpowered, so they had to nerf him. I think they nerfed him 3 times. So Overgrowth used to be a longer radius, now it's shorter. It's still way too, not way too overpowered, it's just really good now, and it just makes him one of the best, in my opinion, brawler of the game. Photosynthesis. Sprout activates a shield, protecting himself from all attacks while inside a bush. And Supercell lied to you. It's not just 30% damage while inside a bush, it lasts outside of a bush for 3 seconds afterwards. He reduces all damage taken by 30%. So, combined with his gadget and his bush star power Photosynthesis, he has so much health and he's so hard to kill. And plus his wall, you cannot kill this guy. At max level, he has 4,200 health and does 1,400 damage. He has normal movement speed and a normal reload speed, along with a normal range attack. Sprout propels a ball of seeds that bounces around before bursting with a bang. If it makes contact with enemies, it explodes on impact. Super Hedge. Sprout uses its super to grow a thick vine hedge, creating an impassable though temporary obstacle. Very, very good for keeping enemies away from you. Sprout is just an overall insane brawler, and that makes him the best brawler in the game. Just the most annoying right now. And I made this video because the balance changes coming up will change the meta, and Sprout won't be number 1 for long. Neither will Jean or Ems. They'll probably go down in the ranks because the metas are going to change at these new balance changes. That's why I thought it was a suitable time to make this video. But all of that aside, hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a comment, leave a like, subscribe if you're new. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you in the next video.
Thank you.